Hey Aussie gamers, welcome to today's episode of Lucas's Last 48, and I've got a couple of news items for today. First I'm going to talk about Watch Dogs 2, and firstly I want to say that I'm really excited because our review copy of Watch Dogs 2 arrived in the mail today, so I'm going to get started playing that as soon as I finish this Last 48. Now the first article about the Watch Dogs 2 news is Watch Dogs 2 will patch out particularly explicit genitalia. So apparently, I haven't played it yet, so I haven't seen it, but I have seen some suggestive screenshots with certain parts blurred out where some people have been, I don't know, dead or knocked out on the ground with skirts revealing bits and pieces. So apparently the artists got a little bit, how do we put it, anatomically correct with some of the bits and pieces. Now I don't know if there's meat and two veg or just cheesy tacos out there. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but hopefully they haven't patched it yet. There's no doubt a day one update. I don't know, I haven't really had a look at it, but hopefully I get a chance to have a look at it myself because I'm a bit of a deviant like that. I like to see it for myself, but it's going to get patched out. So if you've seen it, let us know, or if you can find some screenshots, let's put them up on the page too. Maybe we should blur them. I don't know. Aussie Games Express isn't really that kind of page where we've got nudity and stuff, but I'll have a look and see what I can find, and I'll try and be tasteful about it. Moving on. Anyway, next piece of news I've got is a mind blower. Get this, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, confirms that Xbox Scorpio will cost more than the current Xbox One S. Wow. That's amazing. I already knew that with just an assumption. But yes, it's a big news apparently that it has been confirmed that it's going to be more expensive than the current Xbox One S. I figured that would be the case considering it's supposed to be super duper powerful and much more intricate than the current Xbox. Because the One S really isn't any more powerful than the current or the old school big fat Xbox One. It's more so just outputting 4K and has a 4K or an ultra Blu-ray drive in it or what have you. But anyway, it's going to be more expensive, or duh. I would think now in Australia we can pick up probably an Xbox One S for $400, maybe a bit less. I don't know, depending on sales. I'm going to put it out there that the Project Scorpio is going to come in at around double that. I reckon it's going to be about an $800 console, which I think would be fair considering it's supposed to be one of the most powerful things that are going to come out probably next year. But anyway, we'll keep on top of that, and if we get any news that actually suggests something, we'll bring it to you guys. All right, next up, NBA 2K17 will reward players for staying active with Fitbits. Now that's kind of cool. I don't really play the NBA games, but I do have a Fitbit. If you do have a Fitbit, you know that there's a general 10,000 step goal that, you know, you get a bit of a high five from Fitbit if you manage the 10,000 steps in a day goal. So if you do that, there's going to be in-game, what do you call it, rewards and things like that. Let's see if I can quickly find what you're getting. I think there's going to be some form of currency. No, I don't know. It's too hard to find there. But anyway, if you get the daily, hang on, I'll quickly look. No, I don't know. It's going to be something. I don't want to bore you by just you watching me read. But there's going to be some incentives for getting your 10,000k steps if you pair it with a Fitbit or something like that. So that's interesting and kind of cool for a sports game. It'd be good if they integrated that into FIFA as well. That'd be nice. Last bit of news I've got here today is something that is, it's going to set a new precedent again for Apple. Apple have brought out a new gadget, and it's an expensive one. It says here on my news here that I've got, it's a $300 new thing that they're bringing out. I would imagine that's $300 US, so I don't know, 1.5 times that, and you're going to be at probably what it's going to be worth here. But it's not a new iPad, it's not an iPad mini, it's not an iPhone 8, it's not an iPhone I promise I won't blow up, it's not an iPhone with a headphone jack or anything like that. You know what it is? It's a book. It is an Apple book. Like an actual book. It's not an iBook or like a digital book or anything like that. It's just a book. It's a hardcover book that's glossy and looks all fancy and covers off on the history of Apple and all of their achievements over their years of existence. So if that sounds good to you, if you're a massive fan of Apple and you've got way too much money to deal with and you have no idea what you want to blow it on, go and buy a book that's made by Apple. So that exists. There, go look it up. Google it if you don't believe me. But they're releasing a book, and it's going to cost $300. Very likely that is $300 US. So there you go. If you're like Weeksy, except you actually like Apple, then you might want to go and blow a shit ton of money on the Apple book. Not for me. But anyway, that's about all I've got for Lucas's last 48 there. Then that's the news that's dropped just recently. Well, within the last 48 hours. So until I see you all again in the next 48 hours, I'm going to go play Watch Dogs 2, and I'll talk about it in my next last 48 video. There'll also be a review going up on AussieGamersExpress.com where all our reviews go, and we'll also be talking about it on episode 152 of the Aussie Gamers Express podcast. So, with that all being said, make sure you guys check out Red's recap tomorrow. And until I see you guys in the next 48 hours, see ya.